kicking off the double play with James Pringle and Spirit, and then Pursuit movement with the track called Margins.
Local is liquor this month on CCFM 107.5.
So in light of keeping it local, as we said, we threw forward to a really special interview that we have with, of course, our frequent shining star, can I call her? She's such a bright light. Whenever she enters the space, you just kind of can't help but smile. And that's, of course, Nokwazi. And today we're talking about dominating the marketplace as an entrepreneur. Today, she brought in a very special guest, Alderman James Vos, who insists that we call him James. He's a Mayoral Committee Member for Economic Growth. And it's such a pleasure to have you both in studio. We're talking about some really important matters today. If you are interested in economic growth and being a part of that in our city and in our country, then you definitely want to stay tuned for that. But without further ado, going to hand it over to Nokwazi. Tell us some more. How you doing? What are we talking about today?
I am fantastic. Yeah. Hello, Cape Town. Hello, South Africa. Hello, Africa. We have the most extraordinary Alderman James Vos from the city of Cape Town. We love our city, and this is our alderman. Like everyone that has met with me this week, I kept saying we are interviewing our alderman, who is responsible for, by the way, everything that pertains to economic affairs in the city of Cape Town. And so when we talk about economic affairs, I love your portfolio, Alderman. You know why I love it? It's everything property management, everything strategic assets, everything facilities management, all the things that I just love and enjoy. And we honor you, and we absolutely just love the work that you're doing. It means something to us as business owners. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Thank you so much, Nokwazi, and good morning, Cape Town. It's really great to be in studio with you and the CCFM family. And to all the listeners out there, thank you for that lovely introduction, by the way. I am truly blessed with the portfolio of economic growth, all things economy, from tourism to strategic assets, enterprise development, trade, industry. So all things economy. So it's really a wonderful portfolio. And then I must say, I think I've got the coolest job in the coolest city.
For sure.
On the coolest continent.
Oh,
right?
yeah. Oh, yeah. It's the mother city. I mean, you can't go wrong with that, hey? You know what? I have met with Carlo Visi in relation to the ESD, obviously pitching my business. I'm like, Carlo, listen, I want to come in and train and develop those entrepreneurs at the city of Cape Town. And I've done like a project where it was, I was inviting them to come in and speak and talk about what they do. And I love my conversation before this. So I had this very big question for the alderman, and I was going to pitch this to you to say, we understand that there's the integrated development plan between 2022 to 2027, right? And we're talking about, how do you give effect to the full benefits of the integrated development plan? For me, the pillars that really stand out is the issues of building integrated communities. What does that actually mean for us as business owners? And the other three pillars that really stand out is the aspect of promoting the city of Cape Town as the go-to place in relation to business and tourism, and promoting economic inclusion, and also leveraging on technology in terms of progress, right? But my big question is, how does this integrated development plan, what is the value to SMEs? What is the value to business owners?
Nokwazi, firstly, I think you've cheated this morning because you're reading from my notes. You're using absolutely the correct language when we talk to business or about business. Inclusive, making business sense, doing things that will affect the bottom line of small businesses so that we can increase productivity, so that Cape Town-based businesses can produce more and getting access to market in order for them to employ more. Because we live and breathe in my department, making that unemployment queue shorter. So every program and every platform that we develop and implement is about giving access to market for small-based businesses, because the SMME value chain in Cape Town is enormous. And so if you compare it now to the integrated development plan, and that's the conversation we had off air, because the city's blueprint for doing its business comes from the integrated development plan. We go and we consult with communities, business, in preparing this IDP that gives us our marching orders. What are we going to do as a city when it comes to service delivery, the provision of services, basic services and top-up services, and the things that can make or break a city, from infrastructure, water reticulation, energy. So those are the things that you need as a city to get going. And that comes from the IDP. But the thing in the IDP that reflects on the economy says that we must make our economy inclusive.
Yes.
It needs to be an economy that grows, and it needs to be an economy where businesses find it easy to do business.
Yes.
So you need to cut red tape, you have to streamline systems, and I'll come to that in a moment.
Okay.
But so the IDP is this document that gives you all the main features. But what we do in my department is we come up with programs and platforms where we design it to make life easier for business.
Yes.
So that we can do things with speed and capability. And so we have launched an ease of doing business index in Cape Town 2 months ago. Previously, the World Bank did the ranking. And in 2018, they discontinued. They would rank cities accordingly. And so our mission in Cape Town is to make Cape Town the easiest place to do business in Africa and beyond. And so what sits behind that soundbite, right?
Yeah.
Now we are in a radio station, and so we do talk soundbites.
Yes.
But what sits behind it are 10 indicators that are business facing. We've developed those indicators to make it easier for business to apply for a business license, to submit the building plan, to get a construction permit, all the things that affect business directly in terms of time and money. And so those 10 indicators have been developed. They are on the city's website, www.investcapetown.com. And it's a live dashboard, so you can actually track all of those indicators. Because, we talk, how long does things take, right? So when you go to any place, you would start a conversation. How long does it take? We want to flip the script. We want to say, how quick can we do this? And so this index is a genuine effort by the city to be much more responsive to the needs of business, so that we can give business the confidence that we will do it with capability and with speed. And where we get it wrong, we'll fix.
Yes.
Because we must own up to our mistakes. If we are taking too long, if there's a problem in the system, we must fix it. We've even introduced a red button stupid rule in the municipality, where all the staff members, if they encounter processes or procedures to be lengthy and unnecessary, they can press the red button stupid rule. And then we have a business improvement department in the municipality that will look at the systems of the municipality and to see whether it's necessary to have that system still in place, or if we can cut it or make it easier. Because that's the only way you'll figure out as you go along. So we are really passionate about making Cape Town the easiest place to do business internally and externally. But coming to your real question about what is it that we do for small business, right?
Yeah.
Now, we know it's tough out there. To keep a business open and to even open it is very difficult. And to keeping it afloat, even more difficult now with all the external influences from load shedding, high cost of doing business, transportation. And I know the listeners will agree, the list is endless.
Yes.
So we have come up with programs drawing our inspiration from this IDP. And these programs speak directly to businesses' needs of smart procurement, supply development, because a lot of your small businesses listening out there will say, but I've got a service or I've got a product. How do I render that service to government or to the private sector? And so my department has a smart procurement program where we help small businesses go through all of the various stages of procuring services to corporates and to government. We even have a program called How to Tender, That's how bold and ambitious we are. We know that businesses find it very daunting. How do you complete a tender document? But that could be for the private sector as well. So the Smart Procurement Program is available to small businesses in Cape Town free of charge. We've just this week had 150 small businesses go through the workshop. They've got their certificates of approval and they are now ready to provide services and goods to corporates because they've gone through all of the various stages of readiness. And we've also got a supply development program because we want Cape Town products to be business ready, and that would talk to your pricing, your packaging, your marketing, right? And let's start at the beginning, how to draw up a business plan. So all of those things will be covered in our product development programs. And then the one that excites me, and I really would like your CCFM listeners to go out and check the website, investcapetown.com. We have launched an entrepreneurship academy in Cape Town, where any person can go online and go and download the modules and complete the course. And what sits behind the Cape Town Entrepreneurship Academy are real business people that we have brought on board as business mentors that will give you all of the advice, the mentoring, the learnings to become a successful entrepreneur. And so the Cape Town Entrepreneurship Academy is available. Please make use of it. We've got about 1,000 Cape Townians that have gone through the courses now. You can download the modules, do it in your own time, but it's available there because we need to build more entrepreneurs in Cape Town. And then the last...
sorry, James. And that's also on the website, the investcapetown.com.
Absolutely. All the links are there to all of the programs. And then we also have the Cape Trade Portal. Now, so I know that you are very passionate about access to market. So if you talk about what's access to market, how do I get my product to market? And I'm not talking here about your vegetables to a fruit market. We are now talking about global or to business. We have introduced now, Marketplace on Facebook, right?
Yes.
I love it. I'm on Marketplace all the time. You get some great bargains, but not only the bargains, you get some people making beautiful goods, products. So there's massive talent out there. So that's where we got our inspiration from. So we have a virtual marketplace in Cape Town called the CapeTradePortal.com. So it's www.capetradeportal.com. And on this portal, you can go and load all of your products free of charge. And so it's a partnership that we've got with Westgrow, who is the provincial and city trade and investment promotion agency. So we've asked Westgrow to put this portal on their platform where they can then connect your product or your service with buyers around the world.
Wow.
So it's a virtual marketplace. And we have about 500,000 products listed already. And so this platform gives you that access to market. We also run programs specifically about market access because it's difficult, to tap into certain markets and to understand the trade barriers, the costs involved. And so we have what we call export training sessions so that we can equip Cape Town-based businesses with all the skills and information necessary to get their product to market. It would be local, Africa, and international, because Africa is a great place to do business.
Indeed.
So, any case.
And I love that. You know what I love about the city of Cape Town is accessibility. When I think about the city, it's the ability for me to send an email to your PA. I mean, if you don't know Alderman James Vos's PA by now, I don't know why you're in business in Cape Town, right? And you just ask for a meeting to say, hey, listen, I'd love you to come and open up my conference. He was accessible, right? And they respond. Even if you try to get an appointment with the mayor in the city of Cape Town, for me, I love the aspect of accessibility because what it does is it allows us as entrepreneurs to have access to the knowledge that we need, access to understanding, but access to what is available. Where do I plug in? If all these things are already running, right? What do I need? I need marketing skills. Okay, there is an ED program, which is an enterprise supply development program, and in it has got various modules. Oh, by the way, I'm struggling with marketing. Here's where I can plug in. There's marketing training on this day provided by the city of Cape Town. So what we really appreciate is the ability to create the knowledge base that you have through your different divisions, but also making it accessible to us, right? So, guys, get onto the website, entrepreneurs, business owners, go into the website and see where do you have a need and where is it that your need can be met, right? Now, I wanted to talk about, is it the role of government to create jobs? I mean, this is a big point of contention. Is it our responsibility as business owners? Is it the responsibility of corporates? Is it the role of government to create jobs?
I love the question because that's what people think out there, right?
Yeah.
Government should just create jobs. No, we must put the conditions in place for small businesses, big businesses, investors, and ordinary citizens to get on with life. We must make it easy for you to do business, whether it's paying a municipal account, asking for a service delivery request to be adhered to, or coming up with programs and initiatives that will stimulate supply and demand in the economy. So if you look at Cape Town's economic geography, it's alive with possibility. We are spoilt in choice for Cape Town when it comes to our sectors. We have manufacturing, call centers, boat building, food and beverage, clothing and textile, tourism. So there are so many sectors in Cape Town that are performing very well. And the reason for that is because the city government invests in all of those sectors through our special purpose vehicle program, where we do skills development. We need to make Cape Townians job ready.
Yes.
We need to develop our workforce in Cape Town and not just do training for training's sake. We need to train Cape Townians for the right jobs. And so therefore we have a workforce development program similar to the ECD, which you've spoken about. And for the listeners' benefit, that is now enterprise supply development. That's where we build small businesses from the ground up with the tools of the trade to go and do business. And so all of those programs are there available, from packaging, marketing, etc. Pricing, don't forget, because some businesses don't know how to price. All right. So enterprise supply development is a cornerstone of how we approach small business and how it comes to the conditions of employment. So I'll come to the question now. But then workforce development is another key program that we deliver so that we can do job readiness in Cape Town. So I'll be sharing it with you now on air. In the first week of August, I'm launching the Jobs Connect program for Cape Town. That's where we're going to connect job seekers in Cape Town with available job opportunities. So it's a call to action to both job seeker to go onto the platform, to complete the information, which is your CV and all other things necessary for us to connect you with available jobs, and then for the private sector to list all of the available vacancies in their businesses on the platform. So it's a matchmaking, but there's an added benefit. If there's a shortcoming on your CV, the program will pick it up, and then we can provide Cape Townians with the right training and skills development to make them job ready. So we did a pilot of the Jobs Connect over the last 2-3 years. More than 66,000 Cape Townians have registered onto the platform. More than 10,000 Cape Townians were connected to available job opportunities. The others, we could pick up shortcomings on the CV or in the training available. And now we can develop the programs and platforms to speak specifically to those markets, to make them job ready. So it's a continuous program, and that all comes down to making that unemployment queue shorter so that we can think out of the box. So the role of government is to think creatively about how do we shake up the economy and not to do the wrong things or the boring things. I'm trying to think about, because I'm representing government here, but the City of Cape Town government, right? So this is where we need to be dynamic in our approach to business. We need to be genuine because time is money and we can't afford having businesses investing in things that's not going to work, and we have to get the basics right. So I know the mayor is listening, so I need to say a big focus is going to be on infrastructure. And we know the mayor is absolutely driven on infrastructure development, and he's right. And where I come in from economic affairs is to make sure that once those conditions are there, from mobility to energy to education, water, the things that we need to take the city forward. Because if we don't invest in those infrastructure, you can go nowhere slowly, or you're going to break the city. Because then you're not investing in the things that's giving you upward mobility. So over the next 10 years, the city will be investing 120 billion rand in infrastructure. That's a pipeline that we've built from water reticulation, energy. As you know, the city will now be focusing on its own energy generation. So we're going to look at solar plants and a whole range of other programs to start generating, storing, and distributing. Because if we don't invest in infrastructure, we can't create the conditions for businesses to come and set up shop and expand their businesses. And I can't go out and attract investors in those key sectors, from boat building to aviation to food and beverage, clothing and textile sector that I'm really excited about, which we're seeing a great increases in at the moment.
Okay, perfect.
Alderman James and Nokwazi, I think that's a really good cliffhanger to leave our listeners on. Thank you for everything that you shared. I know Nokwazi has a lot more questions up his sleeve, and we want to continue the conversation, but we want to just take a quick break, take a quick breather, and then allow the listeners to send in questions or any thoughts that they may have on anything that we've shared. And then I know Nokwazi wants to definitely pick up the conversation, and we want to talk some more about the role that youth plays in this as well, and some exciting events that are coming up with CCFM regarding that too. So if you have any questions, feel free to contact us on our WhatsApp line. That's 061 798 1075. You can address it to Alderman James Vos, who's the Mayoral Committee Member for Economic Growth. He's chatting with us, and specifically Nokwazi, who is just our incredible entrepreneurship guru, and she represents OSA Group Business and Entrepreneurship. We're talking about dominating the marketplace as an entrepreneur. We're talking about economic growth. We're talking about, is the role of the government to create jobs? So if you have anything to share, anything to contribute regarding that, you're more than welcome to. Again, you can do so to our WhatsApp line, 061 798 1075.
Turn to us.